Welcome to the Sisters of the Shire podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Abby. I'm going to beat you. How are you? Oh, I did it. I finally beat you.
Did it. I am good. Just, killing that mom life. Just killing it.
Yeah. We actually got to see each other like super recently in person.
In real life. In real life.
Yeah.
We were going to try and record something, but it just never happened. My daughter's not used to sleepovers yet, and she just didn't understand.
She just wanted to party with us.
She just wanted to party. We're pretty party people, so.
But yes, we were planning on recording something, but life got in the way, but we still had a fantastic time with our 36 hours that we had together.
Yes. And you know what?
But
we did not take a single picture of the two of us together.
Dang it. We did have pictures of our children together, but not us.
Yes.
Darn it.
The one thing we did
we just have to meet up again.
We do, yeah. Do you want to tell the gummy bear story, or should I?
Go for it.
Okay, so we went to, an outlet mall, and we wanted to take our little girls because we have Lizzie, who's 5, and Luna, who's 7.
7.
Yes. Okay. We just wanted to have like a girls' weekend, so we decided to take the girls to Claire's. Like we're like, okay, maybe we'll buy them something matchy, that we can.
Claire's,
remember
just to clarify. Clarify is like a little jewelry store that's like sparkly and pink, and
it's like preteen heaven,
and fuzzy diaries and clips for your hair, and like it's just very sparkly, glittery, lots of unicorns, lots of kitties, lots of panda bears, like just very like happy
preteen heaven.
Yes. So like Ashley said, we were like, we should go take the girls there. They could pick something out, but
we didn't do that. We bought ourselves something instead.
Yeah, we did not get anything for our children.
I wanted to get us something matching because I want to match with my best friend too. And there was these pair of these little tiny gummy bear earrings that were calling my name, and so we got the pack, and then when we split it together, and so we have matching
and they
gummy
glow
bear.
In the dark.
They glow in the dark, and they're sparkly, and we have to get the really tiny ones because both Abby and I have. I wouldn't say freakishly small ears, but they're pretty small. We can't do the big stud
Let's just
stuff.
Say my 1.5-year-old and myself have the same sized ears right now. They're just a little on the small side. But yes, we took our children to a very fun store and did not get anything for them and only bought something for ourselves, which I gotta say is a big step for me as a parent because I normally get stuff for my kids and I don't get anything for myself.
Good job, Abby. You did it.
I know. I did it.
So
I wear my gummy bear earrings with pride and say, self-love, everyone. Self-care.
So, well, one day when we get back together, we'll have to wear them and we'll post a picture so you can see the adorableness. But yeah.
Yes. But it was a great weekend when you guys came over. So my daughter is the only girl of all my children. And so when cousin Lizzie comes, she finally gets to hang out with a girl cousin. But the sweetest part was she just kept calling her, like when we were at Claire's, there's like BFF necklaces, best friend forever necklaces, and like stuff you share with your friends. And she was like, Lizzie, we should get this one. This one says big sister on it and little sister on it.
Yes.
And then my heart exploded.
Uh-huh. And there was lots of like hand holding and like arms around each other. It was just, it was
hugging.
Well, because
Luna
Lizzie is
cheering
an only
Lizzie
child,
on.
so yeah.
Luna being
Oh yeah.
Lizzie's cheerleader is like the cutest thing.
Yes. So there were times that Lizzie has to take medicine every night for constipation because that's our life now. And so I wasn't sure how she'd feel taking it in front of someone else. And so, but Luna just was so sweet about it and was just so encouraging. And Oakley even got in on it and said, "Go, Lizzie, go, go, Lizzie, go."
Yeah. They were like clapping for her, like, "You can do this. Let's go do this." Yeah, yeah. It was very
It
cute.
was the best. I love our children together. I need to have more often.
I know. Good thing we live kind of close.
It's like just far enough away to be like,
I have to make a full like weekend of it or something.
Yeah.
But it was good to see you in real life.
Good to see you too. In real life.
Okay, so you told me earlier today that this is a like world building, more of the world building, more of the character introductions, more of the like
yes,
building up for a bigger part of the story.
Yes.
Which is, it might be a shorter episode, but it is an important episode.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's going to go down. And, as I was doing my outline, I was like, do I want to keep going? I feel like this is a natural stopping point before, the real drama happens. So
And then you can't stop in the middle of that.
Yeah. Right. So I decided to just take the natural stop. So don't want to overwhelm you guys with Turin. So, yeah, it might be a bit shorter.
You say.
How much do you remember about our man Turin?
So he was living in like a really bad spot, right?
When we last left him,
just like ruining everything and kidnapping people, and so his
those weren't orcs; those were the bad men.
Oh, the bad men,
the Easterlings,
Morgoth's workers, let's say.
Yes.
And his mom made probably the most hardest decision that any mother could make to save their children's life by sending them away and probably never seeing them again.
Mm-hmm.
And she sent him to King Thingol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was crazy because he doesn't like humans. Mortal people. Yeah. Peasants, if you will. That always reminds me of It's no
concern of mine.
Concern of mine if you have, what was it again?
Food.
You should have thought of that before becoming peasants. So he went to go live with him. I think King Thingol had a change of heart after seeing his selfishness like kill his daughter, basically.
Yeah.
And like just how normal it's kind of just for a visual, just so I can like see something in my head. It reminds me of King Thranduil.
Yeah.
And how he sees like
Tauriel
and Legolas like showing empathy and kindness and stuff like that. He's like, oh, like,
yeah,
he's kind of just, it's not the same, but in my brain, I'm a visual learner. So
yes,
that visual of him kind of like, oh, like people are nice and I don't, they love people and other things, and maybe that's a life I want now. Like I want to have a happier life, maybe.
I also thought of an example for you. I think of The Little Mermaid in the end when King Triton basically is like, I'm going to miss my daughter. And then they get married. And then King Triton kind of sees Eric and like Eric bows to him and King Triton bows back to him. Like, we can be friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's living there.
He's living in Menegroth.
Turin.
Mm-hmm. Turin.
Is living in
Menegroth.
What is it called? Let me think.
Dor Dor
Dor
Doriath.
Doria.
Doriath. Remember, Doriath is like the state, and Menegroth is like the city. If that helps.
So, there was another elf that was jealous, right? Am I thinking the right thing?
Yes.
That like, they're like, why does it keep bringing in these humans and like adopting them? And that was
Cyros. Cyros with an S.
Cyros.
Yes.
And who is he exactly?
It says he's like high in the councils of King Thingol. So I think of him as like a politician in my brain. That's how I think of him.
Ooh, is he kind of like the guy in the Rings of Power show on Numenor who was like the
Yes,
queen's,
I think of that guy.
like
Yes.
right hand dude, whatever.
Yes.
Those guys never are nice. How come there's never nice
No.
versions of those characters?
Always wanting more. Always wanting more.
So he's like mean to him, right?
Yeah. He basically
And
insults him
And his mother.
and all women of his kind. So he's like, my mother's the awesomest and she's a woman, so
Was he
rude.
pulling yo mama jokes?
I feel like it was the equivalent of that, yeah. So Turin throws something at him.
He throws.
A drinking vessel.
Oh yeah. Can it be like the Kardashians or like Real Housewives or something where he goes over and just like not the drinking vessel itself, but just like splashes like wine in his face. Like, how dare you? And then like
Yeah, sure. I could see that. Well, I could see that of Cyros. I don't think I could see that from Turin, to be honest.
yes.
Turin is more gruff and just throwing things.
He just throws like a stein at him.
Yeah. So then somehow he gets grievously wounded from that and he gets really offended. And so later he tries to like sneak attack Turin outside when he's leaving Menegroth. And that's when they fight. And then somehow Cyros gets naked.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Turin like wanted to humiliate him and like send him running off in the forest as I think they like referred to it as like he was being hunted or something, like just humiliation basically. But then somehow he manages to fall into the chasm of a stream and he basically dies falling on some rocks.
Oh gosh.
So
oh yeah.
Yeah. Not the most random death in the Silmarillion, I have to say.
Yeah. Let's just
Where
get rid
did
of that.
Tolkien get that idea?
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we left off last time.
Well, so I'm going to fill in the gaps a little bit. So luckily for Turin, other elves, including our old buddy Moblung, had seen all that had happened. Oh, it was an accident. So Moblung tries telling Turin, just tell Thingol what happens, face your judgment. He probably will pardon you. But Turin's like, I'm a criminal. And he just runs away.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he manages to join a gang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But also, I'm going to back up a little bit here. So his mom's name is Morwen. Dad's name is Hurin. And they have a bit of a rough life in Hithlum. Like you said, the Easterlings are kind of plundering and raiding and enslaving children. So not the best start in life. His little sister, when he was 2, died in a plague. Then Hurin, his father, went missing. Yeah. His father went missing after the Battle of Unnumbered Tears. We know he's chained to a chair, being a prisoner for Morgoth, but they don't know that. They just know that he's missing. And then after Morwen sends Turin away to King Thingol, she gives birth to a daughter named Nienor, which basically means mourning, like sadness mourning.
What a bummer to be like, I didn't choose to be born, and you're already giving me like a really bad name.
Oh, I'm not sure if it's the curse or the name, but it is quite appropriate for her life, let's just say.
Oh, is she real Debbie Downer? Is she sadness from inside out?
She's not sadness. She's more like, I feel like her and, Nienna, the empath, would get along, let's just say.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily her fault. You'll find out later. But when Turin does arrive in Doriath, he meets up with Beleg, Strongbow, who kind of takes him under his wing. And then Turin, when he's in Menegroth, he's able to send messages to his mom, so he's not, quite so sad, but he does miss her a lot. But then she sends him the Dragon Helm of Dorlomin.
That's right.
Yes, basically a very large, very heavy helmet with a visor over the face and a dragon on the crest, and basically just a bad A helmet. But it's also the white elephant gift that no one wants, and it just kind of got passed around because it's apparently so heavy that not many people can wear it. So
is it like
he's got that now?
Dwarven made, or is it man made?
Dwarven made. Remember our man Telkar made it, who made the dagger that took the Silmaril from the crown. He's going to make Narsil later. So, I mean, cool. And then after a while, he doesn't get many messages back from his mother, and he starts worrying. He gets kind of stressed out, and so he decides he gets all Anakin. But I think Anakin would go right to his mom. For some reason, he just wants to join the border guard. And we kind of have a thought that like maybe Beleg stopped him like as he was heading out, like, hey, by the way, I need your help tomorrow with this so-and-so. Oh, and by the way, next week I need you here. So like he just kind of, like I said, Beleg just kind of takes them under his wing and kind of watches over him. So he fights on the border guard for 3 years.
Because he knew, he's like, don't make a dumb mistake, dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't do something you'll regret.
Yeah. So after the 3 years, that's when he comes back to Menegroth, and he's a bit, wild and maybe a little dirty. And this is when he has the encounter with Syros, and he makes fun of Turin for his unkempt appearance, and basically is like, well, if you're so dirty, what if the women of your land like too? Like, just, rude.
Whoa. Low blow.
Yeah. And then the fight with Syros running off naked, falling into the chasm and dying, it being an accident, but Turin just like, I'm a criminal, and runs away, and then joins a gang, and the gang's not good because they don't have any morals. They just, take what they get from whoever, whether they're elf, men, orcs, doesn't matter. They just are kind of ruthless,
if you will.
They're hooligans. Street youths.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to hear if he turns out to be a good guy or falls into the statistic of sad orphans.
Well, we're not going to find out this chapter, but he's going to be tested. We'll say that. So,
does he at least get to brush his hair?
I don't think so. I don't think that. Actually, it's funny that you say that. There's a meme out there of Beleg literally brushing Turin's hair. But it's like, you're the only one I would ever let do this, I just don't think they had that kind of relationship. That's why I've never posted it, but that's just me. Now that you're worried about his hair so much, maybe I should.
I mean, he said he was kept.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think the
sticks.
The gang has many brushes.
Yeah, sticks and leaves, and they're not one of those cool gangs with those switchblade combs. Nope.
$2 cash. All right, so this week we're gonna pick right up where we left off. Moblung and everyone who had witnessed what had happened between Turin and Syros, they come back to Menegroth, and they tell King Thingol everything that happened. And King Thingol, he's like, well, obviously this wasn't Turin's fault. In fact, Syros was in the wrong here. So, I pardoned Turin. Everything's fine. Just get him back here. But, he's already run away. Then Beleg Strongbow, possibly hearing what had happened or just coming in, for a quick stop at Menegroth, he comes in from the border patrol. And King Thingol just kind of unloads on him. He is so distraught, and he is turning to his main elf, Beleg, And he says, quote, I grieve, Beleg, for I took Hurin's son as my son, and so he shall remain, unless Hurin himself should return out of the shadows to claim his own. I would not have any say that Turin was driven forth unjustly into the wild, and gladly would I welcome him back, for I loved him well.
Did King Thingol ever have a son?
No, he just had Luthien. But I've been wondering, Luthien and Baron's son is literally named the heir of Thingol. Like, where's he in all this? Like, he must still be in Assyrian, but I think about that a lot with this chapter. But anyways, so no, he doesn't have a son. So this could be the son he never had. True, too, as well. So then Beleg responds to Thingol.
I just thought it would be really funny if he did have a son, and the son's like, I'm right here.
Maybe that's how Cyrus felt.
You're a disappointment. You're a disappointment.
Oh, it'd be like a Boromir and Faramir thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Well,
it's like, for me, it's like Dr. Evil and
oh, yeah.
his son,
Yes. Yeah.
Scott.
I could see that. Scott. So Beleg then responds to Thingol, and he says, quote, I will seek Turin until I find him, and I will bring him back to Menegroth if I can, for I love him also. Like, this is so cute. They're both so worried. They're like, I love him. No, you love him. I love him.
He's pretty much the best, right? He's the best.
So Beleg starts his quest
Do
to
these
try and
matching
find...
friendship bracelets mean nothing?
Speaking of friendship bracelets. So Beleg starts his quest to try and find Turin and bring him back to Menegroth. But Turin is proving harder to find than expected. Quote, and far across Beleriand he sought in vain for tidings of Turin through many perils.
Jeez, why is he making his friends do all this for him and like hiding from them?
Yeah.
Does he really feel that guilty of something he didn't do?
Apparently, because... Oh, just you wait. So Turin, meanwhile, has been with his gang. And in fact, he now has risen the ranks and he is now the captain of this gang. And this is when Turin gets the first of many name changes. Turin is going to be the worst about name changes. Just warning you right now. He's like notorious for it. So this first name change. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
He is now going by the name, and it's kind of funny because it's spelled Nathan. It's not spelled Nathan. It's pronounced Nathan, but it's like Neithan. So
Nathan.
Yeah, he's Nathan the Wronged.
Jeez.
Yeah, self-pity much?
He's got like dark hair over one eye, like.
Oh, he is for
very,
sure.
Like, you don't understand me, Dad.
It is debatable who's more like goth and emo, Turin or Maeglin from A-Hole and Arethyl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
they're
find
two different
out.
types. They're two different types. One is like, just turns out to be creepy and mean. The elf
Maeglin.
guy, and then this guy's like, no one understands me. I've done horrible things. I'm a bad person. It's like, no, literally you didn't. You don't know. You weren't there. Like,
I killed him.
no, you didn't. We saw you. Just like runs away.
It's like I have his blood on my hands.
Yeah.
So
It's
he's now
definitely he's
Nathan the
more of like
Wronged.
a pity,
Yeah.
like, I'm a horrible person.
Yeah. And it's funny because Nathan's my husband's name, so like Nathan the Wrong. I hope this is the only time I have to say that because I can't
No,
keep
it's
saying that.
Nathan.
Nathan. Yeah.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Yeah.
I really wonder how the Silmarillion narrator, like I've listened to the Silmarillion by that guy so many times, but you know, I want to hear it now again. Nathan. Maybe. But also, guess what? I looked up the name of the gang. It doesn't say it in this chapter, but I thought you'd want to know what the name of the gang was.
Of course.
Are you ready for it?
The Rapscallions.
Kinda.
The Hoodlums.
Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to say the Elvish name first. Okay. Gower Wyeth.
Gower Wyeth.
Or
Okay.
Wolfmen.
Cool name.
I knew you'd love it.
Cool name, darn it.
So Turin is captain of this Wolfmen gang. I can't say it any other way. And they're actually they were so close. They are just west of Doriath. So there's Doriath, the Forest of Brethel, which we've talked about a few times, and then Turin is on the other side of the forest.
And his poor friend is like, managing the world. He's literally like 2 doors down.
Yeah. And so after a year of looking for him, poor Beleg finally finds him.
I would have been like when I saw him finally, when I found him so close to where I even started.
Yes.
Ugh.
But, oh man, poor Beleg. He doesn't exactly find Turin. Turin happened to be away at the time. What Beleg did find was the Wolfmen camp. And they're not really nice to any race, orc, men, elves. They're just plain mean to everyone. So when they find Beleg, they tie him up and, quote, treat him cruelly.
Oh, no.
For some reason, they thought he, must be a spy for King Thingol. I guess. But, dude, why are you so mean? Who hurt you?
Yeah. Did you not get hugged enough? Did you not get hugged enough as a child?
Yes. So luckily, Turin came back before too much damage was done. But when he saw Beleg tied up and all that his gang had done to him, he was, quote, stricken with remorse for all their evil and lawless deeds. And he released Beleg and they renewed their friendship. And Turin forswore thenceforward war or plunder against all save the servants of Angband.
Good. He made a good choice.
Right?
Proud of you.
I'm I don't want to be a bad guy anymore.
Yeah. He takes off his members only jacket.
So Beleg takes this chance to tell him about Thingol's pardon. We really want you to come home. And Beleg is actually pretty smart about this. Most people would be, take the "we were worried sick about you," route. But Beleg is smart. I feel like he really understands Turin. And he says that there was great need of his strength and valor. We need you at home. We need your awesome skills and your muscles and your bravery and your strength.
There's been a spider in my room for months and no one can get it. And I know you can do it. I haven't been able to open this jar for so long.
You're the only one.
The chosen one.
And then Beleg even tells Turin, the orcs have found a new path into they're getting closer to Doriath. This path, and it goes right near the Forest of Brethel. And the men there are being threatened by this constant flow of orcs from the north. We are needed there. I need your help. We can't do this without you.
And
quote, but in the pride of his heart, Turin refused the pardon of the king, and the words of Beleg were of no avail to change his mood.
Come on.
No, I'm a criminal. I don't care if I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm a criminal.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
I was waiting for a Twilight reference. Is that our first one?
Yeah.
So then Turin tries
it's
to get
very
Beleg.
much the scene.
It very is
they're
much
in the forest.
Yeah. So instead of Turin going with Beleg, Turin tries to get Beleg to stay with him and his gang.
Yeah. We've got good health insurance, dental.
But that's not really Beleg's scene, though. You know, he's an elf of honor. And, quote, but that Beleg would not do. And he said, hard you are, Turin, and stubborn. If you wish indeed to have the strong bow, himself, Beleg, beside you, look for me in Brethel, for thither I shall return.
Dude, he just wasted like a year of his life trying to find his friend, and his friend said no. Lame.
Yep. So the next morning, Beleg is starting to head out for Brethel.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of what?
Wait a minute.
Did you figure it out?
I did the wrong thing. I did the wrong thing. I should have said, this is the skin of a killer, Beleg. Dang it.
I would say I could edit that out, but I feel like we need this journey.
Yes, dang it. His name even has Bella in it.
All right. That meme will be coming immediately. Yes. So the next morning, as Beleg is starting to head out for Brethel, Turin just kind of walks with him for the first little bit, and then Beleg says, is it farewell then, son of Turin?
And then he puts
are you coming with me or not? Yeah. To which Turin replies, you have said, seek me in Brethel, but I say, seek for me on Amon Rud, else this is our last farewell. Then they parted in friendship and sadness.
What a jerk. Okay, he's losing points.
Yep. So this Amon Rud place, I have no idea why he chose this location. Looking at the maps, it's literally like just in a different direction. So I honestly think like, oh, you're going east? Well, I'm going to go west now. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the Amon Rud, it's basically just like a mountain, like a small mountain. But yeah, I have no idea why he wants to go there. But it's just south of the Forest of Brethel. So it's not like super far away. It's literally just in the other direction.
He's literally turning around and storming off.
Yes. So Beleg returns to Menegroth, and he tells Thingol about Turin's response to his pardon. And poor Thingol, he says, quote, what more would Turin have me do?
Oh.
Like I said, I forgave him. Did you call him a criminal, Melian? Did you call him a criminal? No.
Did you give him the, what is those fruit baskets? Did you give him the bouquet of flowers? And what is it called? Those fruit bouquets.
A fruit basket?
No, the fruit bouquets. What are they called?
I think they're just a fruit bouquet.
Oh, man.
That's gonna bother you, isn't it?
Yes.
So poor Thingol. He's like, what more can I do? I don't know. But
edible arrangement. Sorry.
Edible arrangement. There you go.
Did you give him the edible arrangement?
Did he get my card? I made it myself. How about my friendship bracelet? Is he wearing it? So Beleg just does not want to give up on him. He says, quote, give me leave, Lord, and I will guard him and guide him as I may. Then no man shall say that elven words are lightly spoken, nor would I wish to see so great a good run to nothing in the wild. I think it's funny they're like so worried about the elven image here. Like that was their thing in the beginning. Like it's so funny that they're worried about like what are they saying about us? Are they saying that we don't hold to our word? Because we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also do like that, like, we put in so much work on that boy. Like, I just don't want him, just sitting around in his cave and not doing much with his life. He has so much potential.
Did he
have clean underwear?
Yeah.
Did he have clean underwear? So Thingol basically tells Beleg, yes, whatever you need to do to get Turin back, do it. But, on second thought, you've done so much for me over the years. You even spent a whole year looking for my foster son. And he says, quote, at this parting, ask for any gift and I will not deny it to you. Okay, so you got a blank check. What are you going to do with it, Abby? You've worked for this guy for probably like hundreds of years for free, most likely. Here's your chance to ask for anything. What's it going to be?
From King Thingol?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Because I don't know exactly what he could give.
Right.
Maybe my own kingdom, part of the kingdom?
Oh, yeah.
Like my own.
Yeah, your own little wing, maybe, or your own little piece of land. Yeah. I want to sit on your throne for an entire day.
Yeah.
I bet you he would never do it, but just to see the look on his face.
Yeah.
That. I don't know. It's like custom fit.
Ooh.
It's an image thing, Beleg. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
So Beleg asks for a new sword.
Oh, dang it.
And not just any sword. He wants a sword of worth. Because apparently...
swords of worth?
Well, apparently Beleg's strongbow, he's known for his bow. But the orcs are fighting a lot more closely now. And the current swords aren't quite penetrating their armor enough. So, he needs to change tactics and he needs a really good sword.
Okay.
So Thingol tells him, you can have any sword you want. Of course, not mine, but any sword you want. So, of all the pretty swords, I'm sure Thingol let him pick from, Beleg chooses a sword that has, of course, a name.
Of course.
Anglakel. Sorry, Anglakel.
Anglakel?
Anglakel. I'm going to go with Anglakel, which means Iron of the Flaming Star.
Ooh.
Quote, and that was a sword of great worth, and it was so named because it was made of iron that fell from heaven as a blazing star. It would cleave all earth delved iron.
Wow. That's some sword.
Yeah. And funny enough, we have actually heard about a sword just like this. In fact, they refer to it in the book as the mate of this sword.
Aww. It's BFFs. Is it like a BFF necklace, or it's like if you put them together, they make a heart?
But with swords.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. So remember way back to our buddy Ehol, the dark elf that married Arathel. Well, in case you don't remember, he was actually a smith. And long before, this wasn't really talked about, but now we're talking about it. Long before he had his own little hermit hut in the forest, he actually did live in Doriath under King Thingol. But when he decided that, he didn't like people anymore and wanted to live by himself, he gave this sword, Anglakel, to King Thingol in payment for living on his land. But Eol kept its, quote, mate sword called Anguriel, or Iron of the Fiery Star, versus Iron of the Flaming Star, being the other one. He kept for himself until his son Maeglin stole it from him. So
it's in Doriath again?
Maeglin. Maeglin is in Gondolin.
Oh.
So I should note that this payment to King Thingol was given begrudgingly. We already know that Eol is an a-hole. So just imagine how he felt about having to pay someone he didn't feel like he had to. And he was always kind of a dark and twisty kind of guy. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. I feel like a good, instead of BFF necklaces, because these are swords, Abby, what are you thinking? It's more like the Harry Potter situation with Harry and Voldemort's wand being like brothers.
Oh.
because basically
Okay.
they were two swords made from the same meteorite.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they can't hurt each other.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't think they ever fight each other, to be honest. But keep in mind, Eol is an a-hole. And as Thingol hands the sword over to Beleg, all of a sudden, Melian, remember Melian is Thingol's wife. She's kind of a Maiar. She kind of has the gift of prophecy a little bit. She gets a vision and says, quote, "There is malice in this sword. The dark heart of the smith still dwells in it. It will not love the hand it serves. Neither will it abide with you long."
It's like the ring.
Yes. So this is when most people would say, like, cool. Let me try a different sword then. Like, maybe not
like-
this one.
It's like Ollivander's. When like it
Yes,
doesn't
I was
like
thinking that
you.
too. When it like blows up the vase or like,
Yeah. It just stabs someone. They're like, ooh, yeah, not this one.
but
Poor guy
Beleg
and
says,
like the Smith thing's like, yeah, not a good one. Not a good match on that.
but Beleg says, quote, "Nonetheless, I will yield it while I may." Like, okay.
Begrudgingly.
So then Melian gives Beleg her own gift, and it is our first Silmarillion mention of a famous Lord of the Rings treat. I think you've even made these before, Abby.
I probably have. Is it lambus?
One small
Lambus
bite.
bread?
Yeah.
Lambus.
So she gives him some lembas. Quote, "The way bread of the elves, wrapped in leaves of silver, and the threads that bound it were sealed at the knots with the seal of the queen. A wafer of white wax shaped as a single flower of Telperion. For according to the customs of the Eldar, the keeping and giving of lembas belonged to the queen alone."
Wow. Interesting. Do you think that's why they only got lembas bread when they met Galadriel?
Yes.
So, maybe.
Yeah. Connection.
Do you think it's gluten free?
I have no idea.
I feel like elven food is like vegan, gluten free. Like,
Yeah. Well, some elves. No, that would be the Osirian elves because they're the vegetarians.
oh,
They don't like the hunting. Mm-hmm. So apparently giving these lembas to Beleg to like also give to Turin, like give these to him when you find him, you know. It was actually a really big deal because this was the first time that a man, Turin, was going to be given lembas. And apparently this didn't really happen much after this either. And I think even in the Lord of the Rings, like the hobbits got it, but you don't see like them being sold on the market square, you know.
yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So armed with his creepy sword and his tasty lembas, Beleg heads for the forest of Brethil, where, you know, he was going to go anyway. And he drives the orcs out from there.
Okay.
Quote, "And Anglikel rejoiced to be unsheathed." Weird detail. And then, like, Tolkien immediately changes the subject after that mention, but I thought it was worth noting that Tolkien wants the reader to know the emotional well-being of this sword. Like, it's happy!
It comes out. It's like, yay! Blood!
I'm so thirsty!
Yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe they just didn't get along, like, compatibly as, like, friends. He's like, this sword's creepy, man.
Yeah.
This is a creepy sword.
But after the fighting in the forest of Brethil was over, quote, "Suddenly his companions missed Beleg, and he returned to them no more."
So he went back?
He's going off to find Turin
Again?
again.
They must really
this
be
is where I'm going to
they
stop.
They must really be friends for him to
He loves him. They're
sacrifice
besties. Yeah.
again.
Like,
I'm giving Turin
and-
one last chance. He's got 2 strikes already.
Next episode's gonna be fun for you then.
Well,
So yeah,
thanks for
that's actually where I'm
teaching me
gonna stop
today.
for today. You're welcome.
And like I said, this guy's not giving me any hope for him turning out to be a good guy, but I've been wrong before.
I don't want to give too much away, so I'm not gonna say if he is a hero or a villain at the end, but yeah, keep that on your mind. Hero, villain, hero, villain, hero, villain.
Okay. I'm just excited to hear all his other names.
Oh, so many names. In fact, there's a meme out there that I'm going to post when he starts really getting to the name changes. It's of Shrek in Shrek 2 when he's in the onion carriage with Donkey and Donkey won't stop talking. And he's like, will you stop changing your name for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
We should make a meme of him wearing like a "Hello, my name is" sticker.
And then all of the
And then it's
names.
just like really long. Like it's like
Yes.
the sticker itself is very long.
Yes, I will make that for sure. So follow us on Instagram at Sisters of the Shire Podcast. And please, please, please rate us on whatever platform you listen to your podcasts on.
It really helps
And
us. It's like
it does.
it's a free. It takes like less than 5 minutes of your time.
You don't even
and it
have
will
to
just
write
really
the
help us.
review, I don't think. Just hit the 5. I mean, I'm already telling you what number to pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just count how many
5.
fingers hopefully you have on one hand.
Yes. Hopefully. Sorry if not.
But it's super easy and it actually really helps us. So if you guys can do that, that would be great.
Great.
We I don't know how soon we're gonna put the episode that we recorded with TV Trivia Pod with Brian
Oh, yes.
on ours, but on our own what is it?
Platform.
Platform, I guess. But it is already available to listen on his, which is TV Trivia Pod. You can also find him on Instagram under the same name. And it's really fun too. If you don't have time to maybe hear the whole podcast, he has trivia questions on his Instagram. And I'm sure he would love any of interaction of you guys talking to him and answering questions. He would love that.
Yeah.
So I don't know when we're going to put it on our platform, but it is available on his already. And
So we don't have any new countries, but I wanted to give some rankings out because people are moving up and kicking butt. So are you ready for our rankings for our countries?
Okay.
So in the lead, of course, USA at 51%. Then Then Germany, 22%.
Germany. Nice. I think that's from our friend
Peony.
Peony.
Yes.
Thank you. Dear listener.
Australia at 9%.
Cool.
The UK at 5%.
Ooh.
Sweden at 4%.
Okay.
Canada at 2%.
And
Slovenia at 2%. And then, like I said last week, Belgium at 1%. Belgium came out of nowhere. Get it, Belgium. So, competition's on now. I'm just saying. I feel like you could take them. I feel like you can take them all, Belgium. Get Canada. Get them.
Get him.
Get them.
Well, thank you all for listening. That's awesome. And we love like seeing new countries, and we love when you guys interact with us on Instagram. And if you tag us on anything on Instagram, we'd love to put it on our stories. So if you want to do that, that'd be great. Rate and review, like we said before, please, please, please. And yeah, thanks for listening today. And thank you for teaching me today again, Ashley.
You're welcome.
And we'll
Until
see
next
you.
week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Yay!